You don't want none! You don't want none!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ, the Tar Heel. And in this huddle, baby, we're going to talk about the North Carolina Tar Heels taking a little trip to the state capitol to take on the team that Carolina has beaten more than any other team in the history of our program, the Wolfpack of NC State. But more on that later. First and foremost, I've got to quickly recognize the Huddle Hooligans for all that they do. Great group of dudes, man. I appreciate everything y'all do, man. Love you. Thank you for helping me keep the lights on. Live reaction and watch party January 11th at 4 p.m. So make sure you come and hang out with your favorite North Carolinian as we watch those Heels go to war with Little Brother, man. And we'll start things off by taking a look at the ACC standings, man. Puke remains the only unbeaten at 5-0. Louisville and Clemson are 4-1. Pitt, Wake, and UNC are all 3-1. The Wolfpack, Florida State, SMU, and Stanford are 2-2. Georgia Tech is 2-3. Cal, Notre Dame, BC, UVA, Syracuse, and Virginia Tech are 1-3. And Miami brings up the rear at 0-4. The ACC games this Saturday include Notre Dame at number 4, Puke, Louisville at Pitt, FSU at Clemson, Syracuse at Boston College, Georgia Tech at SMU, UVA at Stanford, Wake at Miami, Virginia Tech at Cal, and of course, North Carolina at Little Brother University, man. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing, man. The North Carolina Tar Heels will meet Little Bro in Raleigh on January 11th at 4 p.m. on the ACC network. Now, the Heels have absolutely dominated this series 166-81. Matter of fact, there is no program in the entire country that Carolina has beat more often than NC State. Matter of fact, sportsreference.com says that Carolina has 2,382 wins as a program, which means that 1 out of every 14 UNC wins has been against Little Bro University, man. They usually play each other twice a season. You average about 30 plus games. That means Carolina has beaten State twice a year, dude. So just wanted to get that truth out there in the ether. Now, the North Carolina Tar Heels are coming off arguably their best performance of the entire year by handling SMU 82-67 in the Dean Dome, where RJ Davis went off, and Carolina got strong offensive performances from both Drake Powell and Ian Jackson. The Heels are led by head coach Hubert Davis, who is 88-37 in his fourth year at Carolina, good for a 704% winning percentage. Now, Carolina's leading scorer is the 6', 180-pound senior guard R.J. Davis, who was averaging 18.2 points per game, 4.1 boards, and 4.1 assists. He's shooting 38.6% from the field and 28% from beyond the arc. The Heels' leading rebounder is a 6'10", 235-pound junior forward Jalen Washington, who is averaging 4.8 boards per game and additionally contributing 5.9 points. Now, Jalen has had 9 blocks over the course of the last 2 ball games, so hopefully he can continue to be somewhat of a rim protector for the Heels. And then Carolina's leading facilitator is a 6'1", 180-pound sophomore point guard Elliot Cadeau, who was averaging 5.8 assists to 3.1 turnovers. He's also given the Heels 10.4 points per game and 3 boards while shooting 44.6% from the floor and 28.6% from 3. Now, the Wolfpack is also coming off of a 1-point win over the Irish of Notre Dame, 66-65, where Ben Middlebrooks made the go-ahead free throw with 11 seconds remaining. State was down 7 late before eventually mounting that comeback. Now the Wolfpack head coach is Kevin Keats, who is 147 and 100 at NC State It's his 8th season at Little Bro U. Their leading scorer is a 6'4", 185-pound senior guard, Marcus Hill, who is averaging 12.8 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. He's shooting 50.7% from the floor and 27.3% from 3. The Wolfpack leading rebounder is a 6'10", 240-pound forward, Brandon Huntley Hatfield, who is averaging 5.1 rebounds per game and additionally contributing 8.9 points per game. He's shooting 52.7% from the field and 50% from 3. And their leading assist man is the 6'2", 195-pound guard Michael O'Connell, who's averaging 3.7 assists to 1.1 turnovers a game. He's also contributing 6.7 points per game and 3 boards. So, getting into the team stats, we see that the Heels are averaging 84.4 points per game and giving up 78.4, while the Wolfpack are averaging 72.5 points per game and giving up 66.9. Carolina's averaging 5 more boards per game and 1 more assist. So now that we've looked at all the individual and team statistics, let's get into Russ's 3 keys to a Tar Heel victory. And key number 1 is this: don't play down to State. Carolina has had their struggles in the early parts of the season, but State has not been very good at all. Carolina needs to take whatever they garnered up against SMU, and they need to apply that to NC State off the jump. Carolina still has the more talented roster, like they do every year. So don't play down to your competition. Don't play down to State. Key number 2, you gotta dominate the glass, man. Neither of these teams are juggernauts per se on the boards, but Carolina has been just a little bit better, man. Have to do a good job of limiting State's second chance opportunities. If Carolina can clean up the glass, they'll be in good position in this basketball game. And key number 3, send them packing. No pun intended. If Carolina jumps on the Wolfies early, their fans will file out of PNC quicker than they thought they arrived with their late season run last year, man. The Heels took control against SMU from the opening tip, and the game was never in doubt. If Carolina attacks the Wolfpack off the jump, he'll take the crowd out of this thing, and Kevin Keats and his squad will be on an island by themselves, bro. And that'll lead us into the prediction portion of the show. Now, the ESPN matchup indicator gives the Heels a 62.9% chance at beating the Wolfpack of Little Bro U. And that's exactly what's going to happen, bro. RJ Davis looked really good in Carolina's W against SMU, and Ian came on late. If Drake or Elliott can have a decent game, Carolina could put this one to bed early again. I think this one might be a little sloppier because they tend to be those kind of games for the Wolfpack. But give me the Heels 75, Wolfpack 69, and the slaughtering of NC State continues in 2025. So you let me know what you think about this game down in the comment section. Tar Heel and Wolfpack Nation. Is your boy onto something? Or am I sitting up there in the nosebleeds having no idea what I'm talking about? Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You already know it's a great day to be a Tar Heel, baby. We'll see y'all at 4 p.m. on the 11th for the watch party. Go Heels.